we just talk about how Count Chocula?
Right, everybody, welcome back to Dokkan When. I am joined by Dale. Say hello, Dale.
What's up?
How are you today?
Oh, pretty good. Playing Elden Ring. Got beat by the same boss 4 times in a row because I don't like switching up my how I play. And then went and beat another boss second try, so fun.
Yeah, that's, Elden Ring,
I will
everybody.
slam my head into the wall until the wall breaks.
Same. I think whenever I took on Godric, I think I took him on for a solid 45 minutes. Because one time, I managed to get him near death on, we'll say, the 8th time. I managed to get him near death without knowing anything. I had the wrong strategy in mind. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna play it until I beat it. I was gonna go grind. If you want to see the thing, it's on my YouTube. I have a playlist of Elden Ring, and I do stream on Twitch. I'm gonna start streaming again in a few days with Elden Ring again, and Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins. But those are two very different things.
God, I like how I keep hearing people like, "Oh man, I tried to beat Godric 18 times," and "Oh man, I tried to beat fucking Murget 80 times," and I'm just like, Murget took 2 and Godric took 1.
Well, to be fair, you'd know a lot more about this than other players do. So I'm assuming it's more of the newer players that don't know anything about, like the bleed builds. I didn't know about bleed builds until after I really beat Godric. I didn't even know poison builds. I literally went in. I'm still using the first sword that dropped for me by those the soldiers.
Oh, the Lord's One Knights.
Yeah, I'm still using that sword. 42 hours in.
I'm still using the starting katana.
Well, to be fair, the katana is a very good weapon compared to the Lord's Sworn. It has the innate bleed damage.
Owie. Snail.
But, yeah, so that's just that. So if you're new, so there's new players out there that are struggling with it, I'd say. If you're a veteran...
I think it is.
And I saw something today, apparently, it's like 60% of players still haven't been able to beat Margit.
Yeah, I can tell you on Steam, because I have the achievement for it, I can tell you what % of people have got the achievement.
Oh, please do. I would love to hear this number.
If my library will open up, I will tell you. So let's see. Elden Ring. I've got 71 hours in total on the game, by the way.
I had to take a break. After I beat my head against Godric for a solid 45 minutes, I had to take, a break. I haven't done a whole lot outside of that. I went maybe about 20, 30 minutes into Liurnia, to that encampment place with the first Squidward enemy.
Yeah.
The fire spitter. And then I just stopped after that, just because I was so exhausted.
Let's see. So Godric. Where's he at?
I was thinking Murget, because Murget was the first story boss.
Come on, give me what I want to know. So, just to give you a deal, Godric is at 64, and Murget is at 40.
Yeah, so 60% would be exactly. Okay.
Yeah. He's like 40.69 right now.
Yeah, that's not a lot of number. That's not a lot of players been able to beat that man.
Let's see, Ranilla, the next shard bearer, is 52. The Red Wolf Radagon, who's the boss right before her, is 55. And then Dragonkin Soldier Noxtella is 31.
I can believe that, because I still haven't been able to beat the Dragonkin and Syafra.
Oh, they're so easy. You just stay under them.
Well, Dale, we're not here to talk about Elden today, are we?
One more. Magma Worm Makar is 41.5%.
Isn't there a snake? Like there's a lava snake or something? You just go pick up a spear, and it's like, fuck you! Magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I mean, I would love to make this all about Elden Ring, but we've got other things to talk about.
Yeah, this is an Elden Wen. Elden Wen. It sounds like you're saying ring wrong. Elden Wen.
Elden Ring.
But we're going to sit here and talk about Dokkan fests for short events, because last time Will and I once talked about, like 2 episodes ago, Will and I discussed possible us going through and actually not doing our normal like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing as our just favorites. We're gonna sit here, Dale and I today are actually gonna discuss this and decide between the both of us who we think is the best short event TUR. So I'll come up with an idea.
I thought we were just doing like our picks for our what we think is best.
It kind of is that. It kind of is, but then come the end, I had a thought if we wanted to, we could actually go and because I think we could actually have a little bit of disagreement in some of these. So you could say like, I think this one could be number 1 or this one could be number 2. Or we just kind of say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between the 10 we have.
Okay.
So since Dale didn't have an honorable mention, he had a hard time making this list. He has a hard time distinguishing dokkanfests.
Yeah, dokkanfest for me, whatever reason, it is a really hard deal for me to go, oh yeah, that's dokkanfest.
Yeah, just go. If you go to the story, the event thing, and go to the challenge, it's always the character ones. Like you have GT Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and Vegeta, stuff like that. Those are the Dokkanfests. Kid Buu. And speaking of Kid Buu, I'm gonna bring this one in here just because he is used a lot. My honorable, I would say the only honorable mention is gonna be Physical Kid Buu, because Physical Kid Buu is a very, very good support in the game. Still probably one of the best supports in the game. Because it's 2 key...
The one that is 12 health regen per...
Nope, that is the int one. This is the physical one, the support one.
Oh, the physical one.
This, you know, he has the 2 key 50% attack and defense support if you have above 80% HP. And if you have 79%, he just gives 30%. So if you can manage to keep him with the higher stuff, he's going to be good for shorter events to keep your bigger hitters going. That's the only reason I'm bringing him there, is because he helps buff up the bigger hitters. Which, I think we all can agree, Kid Buu is just a fun TUR because of his support.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not anywhere on my list, but he is a fun one.
Oh yeah, I figured. He's one of those that I honestly wouldn't think people would put in the top 10 best TURs for short events. It's just that support is good, and I'm using him, his whole gimmick right now as his ranking is his support, is just for that fun aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so Dale, what's your first one? Or technically 5th one, but number 5.
Let's put him at Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta.
Okay.
So, we're talking about the old Super Saiyan 4, why am I forgetting the name for blue?
AGL?
Yeah, AGL, Vegeta.
Don't you have an Easy 8 or no?
I cannot remember. I'm trying to get the game to work with me.
Yeah, it's been a little slow recently. I think...
A little?
Mine's been a little slow. Yours may be a lot of slow, but mine's been a little slow.
Mine's being a pain in the ass, dude. No, mine's only at 120.
Okay. Well...
yeah.
Alright, well that does change a bit. I'll let you go and then I'll explain.
Yeah, but I mean... He's just one of those ones you don't really have to wait for anything for him to kick off. He's just going to have it right off the bat. You know, like it's not like, the tremendous power Goku, not tremendous power, but the Goku that goes from base to Super Saiyan God.
Oh, the transformation
Super
Goku.
Saiyan. Yeah, transformation Goku. It's not like transformation Vegeta or Frieza. You don't have to wait 20 rounds to get him to his final form. He's already there.
Yeah. Fair.
Plus, if you're already doing a short one, he greatly lowers defense on Super. And let me tell you, I've run him a lot. And it's very easy for him to get his Super.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, you got the medium chance of evading and countering. So once again, if he evades, you're just going to get a free attack out of it, basically.
Yeah, he's good. And allow me to add on to it with his Easy A, because he gets a lot better. Like, he was a top contender for best Easy A with Super Saiyan 4 Goku for a solid, month. But, he now greatly raises his defense for 1 turn on Super Attack, which is a 50% raise. He raises,
Damn.
and then he, on top of the greatly lowering enemy defense, he raises his own attack by 30% for 6 turns. So this man here is going to start hitting really offensive numbers after like if you haven't built with a little more additional, or let's say like mine right now using the level 3 crit in there is 14 additional, 15 crit. This man here is going to be hitting for a lot of numbers as it just progressively gets higher and higher and higher. And especially if you can get lucky enough to have him double super every turn, he's going to be hitting insane numbers, especially with that dodge, the super attack counter. He'll be doing some nasty, nasty, nasty things. That's why, and I can agree with Super Saiyan 4 as being a very good short event TUR, and even for longer event TURs.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I specified whenever I said a short event, did I? In this recording.
No, I don't think you did.
Alrighty, so people out there, whenever I say short event, I'm meaning like a normal Dokkanfest event where it takes, I think at most we'll say 6 turns. You know, it's like just 4 phases that you take it out and say 6 turns, you get the boss killed. If it's like I'd say 6 turns, 6 or 7 turns is a 7 turns is a longer, 6 turns is kind of more normal. So if it's anything past, well, at most 7 turns, I'm gonna count it as a long event. So like take God event or Super Battle Road. Dale, you've beaten some Super Battle Roads, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Would you? I don't think you paid attention, but would you say that was a longest story, like a long thing, or more of a shorter event for you?
What, the Super Battle Roads?
Yeah. Like each fight.
For me, they're more like a medium event.
Okay.
Oh, each fight?
Yeah.
Oh, each fight like by itself is a short event.
Yeah. So I was making sure we were on the same page with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Super Battle Road. Like I went and beat Super Battle Road earlier today on with the Worthy Rivals. I'll have the video up on my YouTube before this Dokkan Win is uploaded. Dale, really quick, did I tell you we now have Dokkan Win on iTunes?
Really?
Yeah! People out there! Go listen to it on iTunes. Or if you're listening to it on iTunes, thank you! We're on 2 big platforms. And then YouTube.
Go us.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not going to say the name. Don't you say the name either. But we could have something really big on our show in the next few months. So, slow progression. We're finally hitting our snowball effect.
Oh, yeah, Dingle Hopper Schmoody Bop?
Yep, Dingle Hopper Hootie Schmup. Hootie Schmup. The fact that you just rattled that off.
Right?
But yeah, so
I'm good at stuff like that, though.
Anyway, like I said, this whole thing is just of just those short events that take take less than 8 turns, because those are really what classifies as the short ones. And you can make an event long. We'll take God event. You can make God event long, but it's really only like 6 to 7 turns.
Mm-hmm.
Same, and even easy A's, because easy A's are short things. Like I think, Dale, what was it? You were talking once whenever you're doing an earlier easy A, like you would typically get a beat in the 3rd turn, or you get killed in the 3rd turn?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's really odd. They're like 2 or 3 turns. It just progressively gets harder. And even in the later stages, we'll take AGL Broly, who everybody knows, AGL Easy A Broly. He gets his ass kicked a lot. I think everybody's on at least stage 150 on that one, because of how much tech movie heroes there are in this game. It's ridiculous, but it's amazing. Anyway, so am I good for my number 5?
Yeah.
All right. My number 5, for people out there, this could surprise you people. This actually may surprise a lot of people, because this is not a newer unit. This is an older unit. And I mean after year 1 old unit. Before year 2, after year 1. Who I believe is one of the best tanks in the game. Dale, we need to do an episode of best tanks. Who we think are the best tanks in the game.
Yeah.
But Super Saiyan 3 STR Vegeta.
Yeah.
He's a very, very good unit. And for people out there who would argue this, I know this would be as always our opinions. You don't have to agree with us, unless you do, then because we're right. But yeah. But I went and beat Seadra in the God event. And the God event, this is what I was saying. It can make it a long thing because that event lasted me 12 turns whenever I finally beat Seadra. Because I was running dual Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta leads, and that's only 180% of stats. Whereas we're used to the 240s or 300s or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that lower stat is what made that long. So Vegeta's passive did wear off. However, even at 90, even with that those 10 turns that his passive was active, for those who don't know, he reduces damage by 80% for 10 turns. Which is a lot. And even at 180% lead, he still was only taking like about 40k on a super. And yes, 40k may seem like a lot, but under a low lead like that, that's pretty fucking good. That's hardly any damage whenever you're considering the fact that some of the units on there, if they get hit, take 40 to 50 on a normal. So that 10-turn damage reduction is very good. For Super Battle Road, he has a 50% stun chance, which is really good. So if you have him built with additionals like mine is, you can get constantly, more or less constantly, you have a better chance of constantly getting off the stuns to where you can't get touched. So he's good in Super Battle Road, and if he manages to get an additional attack after he stuns the enemy, he then gives himself an additional 120% attack. So this man can hit kind of hard. Not very hard compared to nowadays. I'll also have to tell you a story after this of someone I saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's really not bad. So if you out there want to take on a harder event, and are able to, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Just get this man. Even prior to EZA, get this man. He can help. He can be a good tank. He's better after EZA.
Get this dude.
Get this dude.
Get this dude.
Get this dude. But, yeah.
Look at this dude.
Look at this man with his banana hair.
This dude.
Alright, so Dale, this quick story I'm going to tell you. Evolution AGO Blue Vegeta came out with his EZA.
Mm-hmm.
And he's really good. He's capable of getting upwards of, what we'll say math-wise, we'll say 14 to 15 million on his best turn, damage-wise, or attack stats. Mm-hmm. No. I'll say 10. I'll say 10 because of just a natural situation. He can get upwards
just
of
10?
10 million damage in a turn.
Just 10?
You actually say that. Another story. Somebody was bitching at the fact that one of the newer units was only doing 4.5 million damage. Only. Without being fully built up. And that irked me because of my biggest complaint. You know my biggest complaint with Dokkan, right?
Go for it.
Power creep. Power creep is going to ruin this game, and it's already started. Because in July, we're going to get the God Bros and the GT Duo as our Year 7 units. Spoilers if you don't know what's going on JP. Didn't know it happened on JP, but I feel like even every person knew. And those guys are capable of hitting at 55%, like 45 million damage in a turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's too much, because now everybody's comparing all these units to that, these ones who can hit those 12 million attack stats on turn 4. So, yeah, this man was bitching about Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. Turn 1 sitting there without being built up. He's sitting there only doing about a little less than a 4 million attack stat on first thing. You know how the Vegeta works. He builds up his defense, so he wasn't built up yet. It's in about 140k defense before building up, and is calling this man underwhelming. Shit, but the way it was phrased was he's very much calling him shit, but he was saying it was underwhelming.
Folks don't know what they be talking about.
They really don't, because these people are comparing EZAs like this to LRs. The Year 7 LRs and stuff like that. Yeah, I know, power creep's a thing, but you can't compare every unit to that. Like this new Majin Vegeta that came out. The highest recorded attack stat I've seen for him is 10 million. I can't tell you how he got there, but highest is 10 million. About 2 months from now, we're going to see a unit that is going to be a defensive juggernaut. But it's only going to hit an 8 million attack stat. And people are going to call him shit because of the low numbers that he does compared to this Majin Vegeta. Because they got used to the 45 million from the GT Duo and God Bros, the upwards of 12 million attack stats from the AGL Dokkanfest Ginyu that we're getting. We're getting a Ginyu Dokkanfest after year 7, Dale.
Of course we're getting a Ginyu.
And he has body change. I figured you'd like that. I figured you would anyway. I may be wrong.
I mean, yeah, but I don't like Ginyu as a character.
Ginyu! Yeah, everyone's comparing all these things. And like somebody was saying, this Majin Vegeta is not an offensive unit. I saw a Vegeta whenever I was going through a video earlier today. He had a 5.7 million attack stat, not link level 10 with support on rotation, but he was at 69% with a 5.7 million attack stat.
Yeah,
and people are calling him not offensive. Fuck those people. He's an offensive unit. He's a better defensive unit, but he's not. He's an offensive unit. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. You don't have to have offense to be a good TUR unit, and don't bitch if that number is not reaching the numbers you're used to seeing with LR units. Not every unit's going to be game-breaking. Some of them are going to help other units. Alrighty, back to you.
Back to me? Well, before we shoot back to me, building a team, I guarantee there are people out there who have played this game. They have, from the beginning since they've got it, they have built nothing but attack teams.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, all these guys, they can all hit 10 million, and then they bitch and moan when, say, like, they get, like, 2 shot by a strong deal.
Yeah,
right?
You finish your thing, and I'm gonna actually fill you in on something.
Well, the way I see it, it's like building a party in like an MMO. You gotta have at least a character in there to tank damage when you need it, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like, the entire team doesn't have to be just like a glass cannon team, and hopefully you'll swing for the fucking fences and get through it. At least that's how I see it.
Oh yeah, because you got to have. Let's take like Final Fantasy. I know you're not big into the Final Fantasies and stuff like that, but you'll take older Final Fantasy games where you can sit there with upwards of 10 characters to swap through. Final Fantasy X, because we played through maybe about 10 hours of Final Fantasy X one night.
Mm-hmm.
You have the different characters. You have the offensive. You have the mage. You have the white mage. You have the tank. You have the rogue. You have all that fun stuff that fits every element. And so some people out there do bitch about the offensive things of only that, which goes into mine. Are you finished with your topic? Or you're not your topic, you're a little off track?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something that's coming out that's called the Red Zone, which is the hardest event in Dokkan. Apparently, according to players, makes the God event look like a Dokkanfest event.
Oh, Lord.
I'm excited. I like the hard events. But, I saw one of my
Dokkan, Dokkan, the Dark Souls of mobile games.
Dude, we've made that joke so many times. It used to be. Now it's not. They're going into the thing, and it's one thing I bitched about is you have players getting these new units, wanting to go take on these hard events, being able to beat these hard events, and they stop playing because it's supposed to be able to beat this thing, but why can't it beat it? But
I love how everyone has their own like internet voice.
Mine changes. This is
like,
the snooty one.
You gotta make it like fucking just like super annoying because they're always fucking bitching.
Oh my god, did you see
exactly.
the Super Saiyan 5 Goku only hit a 22 million attack stat with 800,000 defense? That is atrocious.
Exactly.
I need my Sid the Sloth voice. Yes, it's so bad. But anyway, this Red Zone, you know how powerful the Tech Ultimate Gohan is, a stacker?
Oh, the Tech Ultimate Gohan, yes. I had to think. I'm like, Tech.
Yeah.
I had to think about who we were talking about.
The first time the Red Zone was shown about, Gohan was sitting, I think, with a 400,000 defense with guard, and was still taking 50,000 on super. That's how hard this thing hits. And I'm so excited to get my ass handed to me.
Are you?
Yeah, because the more I kick their asses, the more I'll be able to figure out the right way to beat them. But yeah, I saw one people this when the Red Zone first came out, they beat the first 2 stages of Red Zone. It was like first stage, meh. Second stage, I mean, it was kind of a challenge, and come third stage, how the hell is anyone supposed to beat this? And their team isn't as bad as we're making it out to be. That's all offense, but they have one tank. It's not even an actual tank. It's like it'll take Tech Gogeta, the transformation one, who's built like the SDR Vegito.
Yep.
Who just raise attack and defense on super for 1 turn and can get up to 3 with 30% damage reduction. They're like, my Gogeta here is only taking 100k on super. Why the fuck is it so hard? And everything else is just beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need to have an episode that's just our team building advice. Just us sitting here bitching at each other's teams. We actually discussed that once. Maybe that'll be our next time. We just talk about our teams and bitch at each other. But, so yeah, you need to have everything. That's why I say Majin Buu Saga is a perfect category, because it has guard, it has tanking, it has healing, dodging, additionals, counters. The only thing it does not have are super attack counters, because that's a Super Saiyan 4 exclusive. And there were no Super Saiyan 4s in Majin Buu Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Righty, so back to you, Dale, with your number 4.
My number 4, I gotta figure, because like I never really put them in like,
okay,
like yeah, this is
your next one then.
Oh.
Number 4, your next one.
Let's go. Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta.
The transformation one.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking at him earlier. He's surprisingly aged kind of decently. Alrighty, I'll let you go through his thing.
I've got to pull him out.
Okay.
Which one is he? He is that
He's
one.
Tech.
Yeah. Well, because I just typed in Vegeta and I had to scroll through a million fucking Vegetas.
I was making a joke. It's just Tech.
Yeah. So he's a Super Tech, right?
Yep.
He's a Super Saiyan 2 category leader. You know, all the normal shit. Resurrection.
You agree?
Mm-mm.
Nice resurrected warriors lead. Very versatile lead.
Mm-hmm. Raises defense for 1 turn on his super, you know. Regular shit.
Hey, mine's at 90%. I didn't even realize it.
I don't know what mine's at. He's at 0%. Because I haven't put anything. I've got more to put into him. I just haven't put them in.
He'll eventually be there, but as of right now, he's not.
Yeah. Yeah, attack and defense plus 100%, plus an additional attack boost up to 60. The more HP remaining, the greater. And then, of course, if you get lower, in a short one, you shouldn't get lower than 60%. But if you do, he's got defense to back it up. He gets a defense boost. And then, of course, 30% attack and defense with 3 or more key spheres obtained.
That's his,
and then when conditions are met, he receives Babbidy's magic.
I thought it was Babbidy's blessing. It's like, hey, here you go. Hey, Vegeta, Babbity, boo.
Yeah, right. So that turns him into attack and defense plus 120%, additional attack boost up to 77%. The more HP remaining, the greater the attack boost. And then he gets a defense boost if, once again, you get low. You shouldn't in a short one, but if you do, he's there. And then attacks are effective against all types with 3 or more key spheres. Yep. Just 3. And if you get 6 or more key spheres, he guards all attacks.
Yep.
So I mean, he's like almost like a Swiss Army knife kind of deal. Like I'm effective against all attacks, and I can guard all attacks.
And you also gotta go and he transforms into Majin Vegeta. I actually have a stream of me on going through his things. I always forget his first form. His first form is Super and then Extreme. I always think he just starts off as Extreme into Extreme. I always did that because I was doing an event earlier today. I did a grind stream Twitch on stream. Go look at Dokkan podcast because I'm gonna start streaming more Dokkan over there. But I forgot, and so I'm sitting there running the Corroded Body and Mind lead with a Tech Transformation Freeze a Friend lead. The Vegeta hops onto the event. Turn. Oh shit, he only has 3 ki! I forget he's a super type. Yeah, and he also has a greatly raising defense for 1 turn, so he's actually a very good defensive unit, offensive, and it's easy to get his transformation because his 3rd turn, if enemy
it's
has
literally 3rd turn.
with 80 enemy has 80% or more HP.
Yeah, and then also you have a high chance of stunning enemy on super.
Yeah.
Like I mean it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes when you need it most, it'll fucking happen.
Oh yeah. It's just another good one. I mean, a lot of the Dokkan events don't have the capability to be stunned, but whenever they can, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they'd stop coming out with stunning units, or make it where we could do something like stun the enemy. Like, just let us do something, because these stunning units are useless.
Just about.
But I can agree to that. I like the Majin Vegeta. He's very offensive, very defensive. Now on the new Majin Vegeta 200% lead team. Dale, this Int Majin Vegeta is our first 200% lead on global. He can put up some really, really good numbers. I'm impressed with that. The Vegeta himself, like I said, I'm impressed with. But he's much more of a defensive unit, which I have no qualms with.
Yeah.
Am I good for my number 4?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, my number 4 is another Vegeta. We're all just going Vegetas back and forth. I think haven't we both just gone only Vegeta so far?
Yeah, my first one was Vegeta, and my second one was Vegeta. Your first one was Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta.
Yeah, aside for the Kid Buu, but being in there as an honorable mention. But yeah, our numbered one have just been Vegetas. Dale, Vegeta finally won something.
Right?
One of your favorite characters. My next one is the STR Super Vegeta. The one that does Final Flash against Cell.
Yeah.
I would have loved to pull this unit. I want him to come back so I can pull him, but I don't have him, so I'm going to have to go off my experiences with him. But, Super Vegeta here has a lot of stuff, Dale. Like, a lot of stuff. Do you know kind of what he does?
Love you.
I love you too, Dale. Do you know what he does? Super Vegeta does? Any part of it?
Not off the top of my head.
His super attack makes every single attack he does a crit for 1 turn. He gets a guaranteed crit on super.
Guaranteed crit on super. Goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
stretch.
it's nuts. And also, if it's possible, he gets 100% stun chance on enemies that he supers, if the enemy can be stunned. So that right there, he's an SBR killer in certain events, because he'll be able to just super attack, boom, enemy stunned.
Yeah.
But he is offensive. He gives himself 150% attack and defense at start of turn. Whenever he supers, he gives himself another 50% attack and defense at start of turn. And then after he gets hit, he gets an additional 50% attack and defense at start of turn. So that right there don't actually stack up to 250, because it's 150 with a 50% multiplier on that, which would be like 275. And then what is half of 275? That's like 168? 167.5, something like that? Isn't that what it is? No. 180. 185.5, something like that. 187.5. Then it multiplies on top of that, so he gets like I don't think it's right, I think it's like a 330% overall multiplier, something close to that is what it actually is. But that's just with his passive alone, which is very, very high and very good. He also has an active skill, which is his just rubbing his thumb against his mouth with the blood was, it looks like I'm too much for you. That kind of stuff, that one. Which is really cool. Which gives him an additional 5 ki to super, and then another 50% attack. So this Vegeta, when fully done, can hit for big numbers with guaranteed crit. And his active skill is from the 5th turn, so it's kind of breaching towards the end if you're not taking on a cell enemy. Because if you get hit by a cell enemy, any cell enemy just so much as touches him, the next turn he can use his active skill. Other than that, you have to have 50% or more HP from the 5th turn of battle. So if you aren't taking on a cell enemy, it'll be a little later in battle, so you're not always going to see this active skill. It's kind of like Broly's active skill, and Super Saiyan Broly's active skill. Because Broly needs to do, what is it, 5? I think it's 5 super attacks before he can use his active skill. It's either 4 or 5, and most of the time you'll be seeing it on at least turn 6, unless you get really lucky. I think it is just, I think it is 5 super attacks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at him because we actually discussed him last night on the Discord. But, this Vegeta here, I would love to pull this Vegeta just because of the capability of him, because I've used him before. Dale, I have as much fun with this one almost as you do with the STR Gogeta. Because he's so much fun. There's Broly. So his thing is 4 or more super attacks. So technically, if you get lucky, he could get his active skill on turn 3 at the earliest. Other than that, it'll be turn 5, which is a big thing when I've bitched about Int Broly's active skill before. But this Vegeta is a very good short event one, and even a longer event unit, because the amount of damage he can output, that'll be blowing up the enemy. The amount of defense he'll have after getting hit, and just the stunning on certain events makes him a very versatile powerhouse unit that could put him, given the edge over other units that we could discuss out there. My opinion.
I agree.
All right, your turn.
My turn.
Yeah, back to whatever your number next is.
Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. The crossover.
I actually was debating putting him on my list, but I'll let you go through.
So, we'll go through the nitty gritty. He's a crossover category. Key plus 3 HP and attack and defense plus 170. Super attack. Galactic Spirit Sword raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy.
Okay. What's that? What's that effect? The Mandolin effect.
Mandela.
No, it's Mandolin. It's the Mandarin Orange effect. Yeah, the Mandela effect. I used to think for the longest time, I don't know why, but I could have swore this Super Saiyan 4 Vegito greatly raised his defense for 1 turn. I do not know why, but I could have sworn it was greatly raised. And like about 3 months ago, I heard someone say he raised defense. I was like, no, he greatly raises. No, he doesn't. Yeah, he does.
No, he greatly raises.
And we go look at him. No, Hayden. He raises. I was like, what the fuck? No, this was greatly raised. I guarantee it. But I had a Mandela effect moment. I could have swore it was greatly raised.
Nope, just raises defense.
And then I had like 4 other people agreeing. Yeah, I could have swore it was greatly raised too. Well, they just nerfed him without people knowing.
Right, that's it. They fucking bamboozled you.
We've been Schmeckledorfed.
Schmeckledorfed.
Not even a word, and I agree with you. I broke Dale.
So his passive skill is strongest countermeasures, attack and defense plus 140, crossover categories and allies, keep plus 1, attack and defense plus 20%. Giant Ape, I always thought it was Great Ape.
I mean, over in
Power.
JP it is Great Ape Power, but over here it's Giant Ape because I don't know why. We're global. That's why.
Who knows? I somehow switched it to regular Vegito while I was looking at that. So, category key plus 1, attack and defense plus 20%, and high chance of evading enemies' super attack and countering. It's another one of those that, like half the time you just won't take any damage.
Yeah, he's
which is great because once again you get a free attack out of it.
Oh yeah, I was really impressed with the Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. He was such a good thing. I ran crossover a lot longer than I should have because at the time when the crossover really came out last year or the year prior, it really wasn't the best. It was good, but it wasn't the best.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those fun ones to play with, and if you're doing a full crossover team,
yeah,
he's like crossover team. The crossover team is great for short events.
Oh yeah, it is. Even like some of the longer events too. Like I've been able to beat some infinite histories with some of the units because now they have stackers like the Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta who greatly raise attack and defense on Super. Vegex who raises the defense on Super.
Yeah.
I love Dragon Ball Heroes is such an underrated team. Like I don't see anybody ever talk about it, but it's such an underrated team. It's so good. I'll go kick 90% of people's asses with the Dragon Ball Saga. I can actually probably kick people's asses with the Dragon Ball Saga team, but because different thing. But I could probably kick a lot of people's asses with the Dragon Ball Heroes team. I'm sorry. Continue.
Yeah. Well, that's it. He's just another one of those good ones that. I mean, for a long event, you probably don't want to take him because he doesn't really help you in a long run. Like honestly. He just raises defense for one turn on Super. That's all he does. But in a short fight, that might be all you need.
Yeah.
You know? So he's just one of those good ones.
Like Super Battle Roads, he's really good in the Super Battle Roads for his support. Like Patara, he was good there. Even God Event, I think I managed to go beat God Event with him actually on the team because of his thing back whenever I could afford it was 50%. I'm not crazy. I know for a fact it was 50% for a while. He had to have been nerfed.
Are you sure you're not crazy?
I am 100% that I am not crazy because I know it was 50. I'm not the only person who was like, who was 50%. I know it. Other people agreed with me. But anyway, yeah. Crossover. Fun team. I love Crossover. I can't wait for like the next batch of Easy A's for it. Like, I can't wait for them to Easy A Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta when we get a 4-key or 3-key 180% to crossovers. And then he'll greatly raise attack and defense. Yeah, he was on my list. He was going to be on my list just because of his overall capabilities. But I had to give other ones. Like, this is going to be number 3, but am I good for my number 3?
Yep, go ahead.
My number 3 is one I feel like a lot of people would agree with, because he's good in short events, he's good in long events, he's good in weak events, he's good in tough events. In tough events, it's more of probability that he's the absolute best, because it is random chance for him. But it's physical Vegito Blue, who was the best Easy A for a very long time because of the stuff he could do. He greatly raised his attack and defense on Super for one turn. He can get upwards of 4 super attacks in a turn. That stacked on top of the counters, this Vegito is doing impressive numbers, even at 55%. But his biggest problem, which I've actually, as I've thought about it, I don't hold him in such high regards as I used to, because of the probability. Because he has a great chance, that 70% chance, to do 2 additional normals, which have a 30% chance each of being an additional super. So technically, he could get up to 4 supers, but you're not always going to see that. So he's at least going to get 1 super attack, probably most of the time 2, because that's, as normal and then there's hidden potential. If you get lucky, that's good. He'll be performing better. But he's really good for all those things like God Event. You could go take him into God Event, he'll do good. Super Battle Road, good God, he can destroy some bitches in Super Battle Road. Dokkanfest events, they're literally butter compared to Vegito Blue, and if anyone says otherwise, they're wrong. Vegito Blue is still, he's not the best Easy A, but he's still probably a top 10 Easy A. I feel like a lot of people would say. I wouldn't, but I feel like a lot of them would. And he's one that, unless you get really unlucky and you just get 3 additional normals, or let's say if you don't get him the key he needs, because it's really easy to get this man key, especially on his team, because he's got fuse links over in a flash, prepared for battle. He's got a lot of good key links that a lot of characters have. Yeah, he's got 3 key links in there. And so it'll be easy to get him, but if you have those very rare situations in which he can't get a single super attack off, he's gonna get his ass handed to him. It's very rare situations, people out there. Very rare, I know this. I've never gone in a situation where Vegito has not got a super attack off. I'm sure someone out there has, and they're like, he's so bad, he doesn't do anything. I wonder who out there actually badmouthed Vegito Blue. I can only imagine somebody actually doing it.
Oh, there's someone who does.
Well, there's somebody
You
who
know there
badmouths everything. Like, you get a piece of gold. He wanted 2 pieces of gold. Like those toxic exes that everyone talks about. What'd you do? I gave her $1 million and a house and a Lamborghini that was blue. Why'd she leave you? The Lamborghini wasn't red.
Exactly.
And she took everything too. But we're not here. We're not talking about that. It's just nitpicky people. But yeah, Vegito Blue, absolutely a top tier short event unit because of his overall capabilities. And if you get him linked up with Dale's number 3, the physical Vegito 4, they share all but one link. And those two become a powerhouse combo team.
They make great friends.
Oh, they really do. I was amazed whenever I'd found out that Vegito 4's best buddy was Vegito Blue and vice versa. Yeah, vice versa. I'll say he can also link up Tech Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, the LR. But yeah, so Vegito Blue. If you talk bad on Vegito Blue, you have rights to, because he has his moments where he's not that impressive. Right,
it's like me talking bad on Super Boo just because I don't like Super Boo.
Yeah, STR Super Boo's also
or not Super Boo, Shape Up Boo.
Yeah, you just don't use Shape Up Boo.
I just don't like him. He's weird.
It's Boo. He's a fat wad of bubblegum. What part of him isn't weird?
The fact that he went instead of training to get stronger, I'm just gonna change my shape.
No, he trained. He did.
I mean, he trained, but what is training to a literal primordial chaos god?
Attacking, just punching the air like Goku does.
I mean, that's all he is. He's a literal god.
So I'm actually curious if I go just start punching the air, is that going to be training?
I don't know. Goku does it.
You're going to drive by my house one day, and I'm going to have my eyes closed, head turned to back, just slapping the air, just, hey, get away.
I mean, in real life, the only thing punching the air does is to help you get a better form when you're punching. That's why it's shadow boxing.
Yeah. Like Baki.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's your next one?
Oh, my next one?
Yeah, I'm done with my Vegito.
It is Frieza Final Form Angel. The physical version.
Okay, there's an interesting one. Let me actually go look at him.
So, we'll get rid of the rigmarole. Resurrected Warriors or Otherworldly Warriors category lead. 150 lead. Super attack raises defense, causes immense damage to enemy and seals super attack.
Right.
Passive, brutal strength, attack and defense plus 100%, plus an additional attack and defense plus 50 for 5 turns, and medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super, within the same turn after receiving an attack. Attacked enemies' attack and defense is minus 30% for 2 turns. So, we'll talk about his base form because he does have a transformation. He's a defense raiser, but he's also a debuff character. He makes that enemy who he attacked lose their defense for 2 turns. I think is what I just read. Yeah. Minus 30% defense for 2 turns. That means you're just going to kick something's ass faster. Now, he's not going to be the one doing it. But if you have him like in a turn with like Cooler or someone like that, instead of making him the lead, put him in like his fucking brother's team, Cooler. He'll make a great support for the team. What's it called?
Terrifying Conquerors?
Oh, yeah, Terrifying Conquerors. He'll work good in a transformation boost or Wicked Bloodline.
Yeah. Oh, this Frieza's not Terrifying Conquerors. Interesting.
No, he's not. I just looked at that.
I didn't realize that either.
I guess because technically he's not Terrifying Conqueror Frieza anymore. He's dead Frieza.
Oh, I mean... Okay, I thought the GT one was on Terrifying Conquerors. Okay, he's just on Transformation Boost. Okay.
All right. So his transformation. You can use his transformation the moment he comes out. So if he's out on that first rotation, you can transform him. And when he's transformed, instead of massively raising defense, he massively raises attack for 1 turn and causes immense damage to the enemy with his super.
Massively? I never knew that. I never noticed that.
Yep.
That's
massively raise attack.
That's 100% attack raise right there.
Yep. Why do you think I chose it? Why do you think he's number 2 on here?
I don't know, because you were struggling for units.
No, he was him and who I have in first place were going to be on here from the beginning.
Okay.
So his passive attack and defense plus 20 plus 120% plus an additional attack plus 80% and a great chance of stunning an attacked enemy when performing a super. Reduces damage received by 50% when HP is 49% or less. So that he's a great attacker now, but he still has, like, say you're fighting an event you're not supposed to yet. Like, say you're gonna get a 50% defense raise for that when you hit below 50% health. Now, I don't like it when you have to take hits for something to activate. Like, which I know there's a character in here that after he gets attacked 3 times, he gets a transform. You know?
Janemba.
Yeah, there you go.
Heck, Janemba has units that have the active skill requirement like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, LR Jiren, that have to get hit a certain amount of times to do their things are not as reliable as people think.
Exactly. Like, because you have to take damage for them to do their little one-off thing, right?
Right.
But you don't... Let's see, how am I going to put this? If you transform him, he's not there for the defense anymore.
Nah, he's there for
so
the
if
offense.
You need... Exactly. He's like a coin flip. Like, okay, this fucking event, I'm going to need defense. I'm just going to keep him in his normal form and let him debuff the enemy on super attack. Or on passive, right?
And he stacks defense.
Yeah, and he stacks defense. Well, if you're getting to the end of it and you're running out of healing items because, say, the defense wasn't enough, you can flip him to full auto. And he's going to start massively increasing. Get 100% attack increase off every super.
God, I can't even imagine the day, because eventually in the future we're going to have a massively stacking unit. That's going to be horrifying.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be horrifying. I would hope we don't see that until like year 9.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. That's terrifying.
But he makes a great support or attacker, depending on what you need him as. He is a what you need card.
Yeah.
Like, you want him to debuff and get defense? You got that. You don't have to transform him. You want just all out full auto, I'm going to give myself 100% more attack damage? Fucking flip it to full auto. We're ready to go, baby.
And a fun thing for this Frieza, which Dale may or may not know, whenever you transform them, they can link back up and they have the exact same link set. It's like STR Cooler.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I did not know that a transformed one and an untransformed one can link like that.
Because they are 2 separate characters, they can link with each other. Like Piccolo, whenever Piccolo transforms into Piccolo, it's 2 technical different Piccolos.
Okay.
But you can still not link the same name character, so you could not have this Frieza linked up with another Angel.
Golden Frieza.
Right, so if you have his final form, then his golden form, they can link up and share the exact same link set, which makes a very nasty rotation, because that Frieza gets a lot of defense whenever he's final form, and this one's the offensive thing. So, yeah. I'm still amazed that I never knew this guy was massively raised his attack for 1 turn. I thought it was greatly raised.
Nope, it is massive, baby.
Man. Am I good for my number 2?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, my number 2 are actually 2 for number 2.
Okay.
because I had a hard time distinguishing, trying to figure out which one these two could be here. Same for my number one. I have two tied for number one. It's just very situational. I think I'm leaning more towards one of them. I told you the two, I think it was yesterday, or not day before, the two I have for that are going to be on this list. But first one I'm going to talk about is the Intelligence GT Heroes GT Vegeta, who is GT Heroes Vegeta family, GT Heroes 3 key 170 stats, or Vegeta's family 3 key 150% of stats. He greatly raises attack for 1 turn and raises defense for 1 turn. I thought they greatly stacked attack this whole time. I didn't realize the other day that it was a 1 turn thing. And then he greatly lowers enemy defense. Now, this Vegeta, if you compare him to the Goku, does not do anywhere near as impressive numbers, but this Vegeta is the better defensive out of the two. They always have Vegetas as a more defensive unit. Always. 9 times out of 10, Vegeta's more defensive. But he gives himself 180% attack at start of turn, and the 120% defense at start of turn. He randomly changes key orbs of a certain type to rainbow key spheres, so randomly just makes rainbow key spheres. He gives himself attack and defense plus 10% when performing a super attack per key sphere obtained. That's not a nuking ability where he gets it on the thing. It multiplies separately on top of what he already has. So he'll be getting some ludicrous amount of defense. Like this Vegeta at rainbow level can take double digits in the God event, which, I don't know, a lot of people already have the God event beat by now, but that's still an impressive feat because God event can still hit kind of hard. And then he also gets an additional 50% attack per GT Heroes category aside for himself in the same turn. And so he'll just be giving them additional 100% attack. He can do some good numbers, but compared to the Goku, he doesn't do as much. Vegeta here is for his defense. I'm not even going to count his active skill, because that's 4 more supers. And in a short event, you're never going to see it. And if he's at 55%, heck, even if he is rainbowed, you don't have 100%, you don't have a good guarantee that you're going to be seeing his active skill. Because you have 4 more super attacks. At 55%, it'll be turn 8. Yeah, it'll be turn 7 at most, at least. Turn 8 if he's on second rotation. And then turn 9 or 10 if you keep him on off. But this Vegeta, very defensive, can help out. His Rainbow Orb changing helps the team, especially on a Super Saiyan team. He's very good. Just good defensive thing. You're not going to have to worry about a lot of stuff with him. The Goku is the polar opposite of Vegeta. Where, as opposed to getting a lot of defense, he gets a lot of attack. Like, good God, this Goku gets a shit ton of attack. His kit is the same, except he gets 20% attack when performing a super attack per key sphere obtained. And then he gets an additional, he gives himself 50% additional defense per GT Hero category on the rotation, excluding himself. So he's not going to be doing anywhere near as defensively as Vegeta will. However, this Goku was the first unit to consistently hit 8, 9, 10 million attack stats in an event. Which is still kind of nuts that this unit can just naturally go hit, hey, let me give him 8 orbs on a GT Heroes team, and he'll be hitting like a 9.2 million attack stat with no support. That's nuts. And his active skill, you have a higher chance of doing it because he is physical, so he gets a guaranteed 10% chance to do an additional super, so it's technically possible, but not as likely. But it's still possible, more so than the Into Vegeta at 55%. So his active skill, you'll be seeing more in shorter events than you will the Vegetas. I'll say 9 times out of 10, unless you have rainbowed on both of them. But just the amount of damage that these two can do between each other, and the amount of tanking, you put this Goku in second slot, and put the Vegeta in first slot, theoretically, or have Vegeta in third slot, Goku in second slot, you're not going to be taking a whole lot of damage while doing, we'll say, if they both crit, well, they'll do, say, 12 million damage. Just as a number out there, let's throw 10 million out there. 12 million. That's a shit ton of damage with not bad defense. The Goku's defense is mediocre compared to the Vegeta's because of how his stacks, but still, you are not taking a whole lot while doing a shit ton of damage. And in short events, this Goku can one-shot most normal dokkanfest bosses. In Super Battle Road, if he gets a second super, he can two-shot a lot of the tougher enemies there, orbs willing. Because his whole kit is he needs a lot of orbs to do well.
willing.
Well, because if you give him 2 orbs, he's not going to be able to go do the insane amount of numbers. So orbs willing, he can do that. And if you have him on a GT Heroes team, you're going to be able to see him getting at least 6 million attack stats regularly at 55%. Like mine's at 70. No, my Goku here is at I guess I read it wrong. My Goku's at 69%, and he typically sits around like a 7 to 8 million attack stat on a GT Heroes team. Which is just goddamn fucking bitch-ass ridiculous. But yeah, those are my number 2s, the GT Hero leads, because of their offensively defensive capabilities and the tanking that they can do. Then we're on. So back to you for your number 1, Dale.
My number 1, Cooler.
I had
SDR Extreme Cooler Final Form.
He'd be good in long events. He'd be a good long event stacker. His defense, I will tell you one thing. Yeah. I will tell you one thing. He has aged defensively. He is, on his best day, he is reaching the lower numbers of what like units can do or have been able to do for the last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, continue.
So get through the rigmarole. Terrifying Conqueror's lead transformation. He's 170 lead. His super attack causes immense damage to the enemy and lowers attack and defense. Passive skill, attack and defense plus 100%. Transformation boost category allies, key plus 2, attack plus 30. When facing only one enemy. Terrifying Conqueror's category, key plus 2, attack and defense plus 50% when facing 2 or more. So just starting off, his passive is his passive makes him a pretty good support. I mean, especially if you're on transformation boost team, he makes for a pretty good support. And even if you have him as especially if you have him as a leader, like on a transformation boost team, he'll do great. He'll do grand. That he lowers the enemy's attack and defense on super. So, I mean, you're gonna lower their attack and do more damage to them with each super.
Yeah.
And then we get into his transformation, which he can only transform when there is a Saiyan enemy. A pure Saiyan or hybrid Saiyan enemy. It's the only time he can transform.
I thought he could transform outside of that. Like he has, he can transform earlier if there's a pure or hybrid Saiyans, but outside of that, he, yeah, 3rd turn with pure or hybrid Saiyans, or 1 turn, or 6 turn, when facing one enemy.
Yeah. So, say you want to take him into like a Vegeta Dokkan or a Goku Dokkan or a Gohan. Any of those, you're going to transform him by 3rd round. So his passive skill becomes key plus 3, attack and defense plus 180. Launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. Performs a critical hit when the super attack performs a critical hit when there's a pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans category enemy. So if you are taking him up against a Saiyan, pure or hybrid, he's going to critical hit off every super.
Mm-hmm.
His super attack, Gliding Death, raises attack and causes immense damage to enemy and greatly lowers defense. So once again, you're going to make it to where you're just going to hit them harder every turn. So by the end of it, even if you are doing a short one, say you've gone 10 rounds into it, and you've already had him transform since the 3rd round, you're doing a crap ton of damage. Now, like Hayden said, he is hitting on the lower scale of things. But still, if you run him on a transformation boost team, he's going to be buffing all the glass cannon transformation boost characters you have. And making them, he's buffing them with his attack and defense plus 170, and then plus another 180 off of his passive. So you're getting, how much is that, Hayden? 360? No.
What if you have two 170s? That's 340.
340.
And then you don't multiply the his support in there because it's his own separate support.
Yeah. But still, you're getting a crap ton of boost for the characters on his team, not him.
Oh, definitely. Him included.
So, yeah, him included. But he makes a great support and debuffer. Because he's just going to be knocking down their defense every attack he makes. Every super attack he makes, he's going to knock down their defense.
And he also he's another one of those ones that you can have linked with himself.
Mm-hmm. I did know that about this one.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a nasty. Cooler was called Best TUR for, I think, like a solid 8 months because you can have him linked up with himself. And so he supports himself. While the other one's just sitting there, like, getting fuck you stronger. He's just like Turles, just crunching on the tree of might every turn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go put a sticker on Super 17. Super 17's another underrated unit, but I'm not gonna say him in this just because his is also RNG. He has to get hit numerous times to get fully built up, so I'm not gonna count him. I would love to. He's still one of my favorite EZAs. It's gonna be hard for me to like something as much as I like Super 17. Alright, so am I good to finish this off?
Yep, finish this off.
Alrighty, so I have 2 for my number 1, another one.
Another one.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna start off with how they go in order. My tied for number 1 is Tech Ultimate Gohan. And
Okay.
Tech Ultimate Gohan, because he is he's the epitome of what units a lot of days are rated from. Like, this Gohan's like 2 years old, and people are still comparing units defensively to this Gohan. Offensively, he's not there because he's not a high attacking unit. He doesn't have a high attack set to multiply off of, but his defense, which is greatly stacking, which is 50% defensive raise each turn, is good god nuts. Anybody who uses him can agree. This Gohan in long events, because he's definitely going to be in whenever we do a long event, this Gohan for me is definitely going to be in the long list, like a long event list, because of how good he is. But even in the short events, he's not going to be as impressive. But even in, let's take a God event, because I'll use the God event as it's very, at least for global players, the God event is the hardest short event in the game. Red Zone can be a little longer in the later stages. Like, one of them is like 4 phases, and they all have like God Zone. Oh God, could you imagine? You haven't done that, but could you, like, a combination of the Red Zone and the God event? It's just called the God Zone. If you don't have 800,000 defense, you take 100,000 damage.
God.
Yeah, ain't nobody beating that. Ain't no goddamn way anybody's beating that. But anyway, this Gohan might not be as impressive in a short event, probably getting up to, I'll say as impressive. He's still getting up to probably 400,000 defense, getting like a little more than a 3 million attack stat, which doesn't sound that nuts, but the defensive numbers that this man's putting out makes him worth it. And then on the 5th turn, he can just transform into Ultimate Gohan. He loses his stacking, but he gives himself a shit ton more of attack with guarding attack, and then an additional 58% attack when guard is activated. And guard is always active. So, you know what he always has, Dale?
He's always got it.
Exactly. And he also gets attack effective against all types and facing one enemy whose HP is 58% or more, or one is Majin Buu Saga category enemy. So this Gohan, in a short event, is still going to be putting out some doing some impressive feats. He's going to be there more for the defensive aspect than the offensive aspect, but he still is going to have some good, offensive numbers. However, compared to the one that that you could literally lean either way, it just depends on the event. It could go either way, because this one, it can hit some stupid fucking numbers. At 100% Link level 10, he's able to hit 8 million attack stats every turn. It's the intelligent Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who does not have anywhere near the defensive prowess as Ultimate Gohan. However, he, in a short event like this, Gogeta is meant for a short event because he is for the first 8 turns of battle. His attacks are super effective against all types, meaning they do extra. Meaning if it's basically if a STR unit hits a physical unit, that's super effective. So he just hits with that level of force for the first 8 turns of battle. After that, then it just becomes a 50% chance. But so yeah, so that's why he's more of a short event unit. He's probably he's the best offensive short event unit in the game because of what he can do naturally. Super effective with 8 million attack stats. So he's not hitting an 8 million stats that would typically do, let's say, 3 million. He's sitting there doing like a 5 million attack stat hitting with a 5 million attack stat. No, 10 million attack stat because it does about roughly, we'll say, 5 to 6 million damage. And then, in very specific situations, if you can manage to get him hit 4 times, which 4 times does not sound like a lot, but it actually is because of how tough he is, because unless it's God event or SBR or soon to be some phases of the red zone, you're not going to ever get his active skill. But his active skill, if you get hit 4 times in battle, he gives himself an additional 40% attack and defense and lowers enemies' attack and defense by 40% for 1 turn. So on top of the numbers he's already getting, those 8 millions, he's going to be hitting then like an 11 million attack stat with super effective against all types. Sometimes. It's like I said, it depends on how many times he gets hit. You can get lucky and he can get hit 4 times in the first turn, or come turn 10, he'll only have been hit twice. Because you go take him in the Legendary Goku event, or the GT event, or the Vegeta event, you can make it to turn 8, 9, 10 without him getting hit 4 times. So his is more that. I'm going to disappoint, not count his active skill in the entirety of it, but also do because of certain situations, like the Broly. It's just very RNG based. So I would say Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Tech Ultimate Gohan are probably, at least for global, are the 2 best short event TURs in the game. And if you want to argue, go check out Dokkan Podcast on Instagram and argue with me. We'll debate. We'll have a debate. Because I debate with people. Not often do they win. I'm not trying to brag on myself, but they have a hard time debating their sides whenever I actually start using logic. That sounds very rude, but I don't care. So I'm thinking for our next one, Dale, we had an episode a while back of our favorite extreme units. You weren't there for that one.
No.
I think I want to talk about our favorite superclass units.
Okay.
I know it'll be harder for you to come up with some super classes, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, because I am mostly extreme classes, so.
Yeah, you gotta touch everything, Dale. Touch everything. Just just stick your hands in that Vaseline and then just rub it over everything.
I would love to touch everything, but the game is like, this guy seems evil. We're gonna just keep giving him extreme units.
Oh, hey, do you have 5 stones?
Probably.
Because it's been a hot minute since we've done a summon, because we always forget, and none of us have ever had stones. And
I've got 47.
You want to do a single?
I can do a single.
And while Dale does his single, go check us out on, like I said, KH Hauser on YouTube. I'm now streaming on Twitch at Dokkan Podcast. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I always forget to say this. Hit the subscribe and that bell icon so you know whenever we upload Dokkan. And if you're on Spotify, and I don't know how iTunes does it, but iTunes your way to know whenever we upload. But on Spotify, hit the follow and that bell icon there so you know whenever we upload. And go check out our Instagram, the Dokkan Podcast, because I always upload.
Make sure to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Yeah. Give us a nice helping review. And
Hayden, so I did my single summon.
What'd you get?
Intelligence Machin Vegeta.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, damn you. We both have done it on a single now.
That's the first time the game was ever been like, here you go, buddy.
That's not true. That's nowhere near true. There's like 8 or 9 times in the series of Dokkan where you'll go pull like the new banner unit on a single. Yeah, I got a bit.
Not as much as Will seems to.
No, you beat Will. You beat Will 8 times out of 10. I got a rare Raccoon.
Dude, this Majin Vegeta looks fucking sick.
Oh, you need to just wait till you see all his active skill and stuff like that. So, you have anything else to add before we leave for the day?
Nope.
Well, stay tuned for our next. We'll discuss our super class. Like I said, go follow us everywhere. Dale, I was going to say Dale does YouTube, but Dale doesn't ever upload. I think his last upload was like 3 years ago.
I don't, and I should start again. I'll probably, whenever I do New Game Plus in Elden Ring, because I'm getting close, I'll probably upload that.
You could always upload. Nah, you said we're not going to. Let's say you could always do Dungeons and Dragons, but you said you weren't going to record that. But anyway, say bye, Dale.
Not the first one, but once everybody gets more comfortable with it, we will.
I mean,
all right.
I'll discuss with you. Let's say bye, Dale.
Yep, bye.
Bye, everybody.